Hi, it's Serge here from eXp Realty and findmyhouse.ca with another edition of what you need to know about real estate. Today my guest is Ava Neufeld from Mortgage Tailors, and she's going to talk to us a little about the brand new government program that everybody's talking about, the first time home buyer program. So Ava, can you maybe kind of give us an overview of what this new program is all about?
Sure. So this program is designed to help first-time home buyers basically have a little bit of extra down payment that they can put towards a purchase. So they still need their own 5% in order to buy. And if someone is buying an existing home that's on the market for resale, the government will top them up an extra 5% should they qualify.
So it's 5% for a resale home, and if they want to buy a new construction home, how would that be different?
They can get up to 10%.
10%, okay. Can you give us any more details about the program?
Sure. So they're taking applications starting September 1st. The first closing cannot be till November 1st. It is limited to 4 times your income. So the maximum income that you can have is $120,000. So your maximum purchase price without the CMHC premium would be $480,000.
$480,000, okay. So this 5% or 10% you're getting from the government, is it a grant? Is it a loan? Is it a mortgage?
So it's actually a loan. It doesn't have a payment attached to it. However, it is registered as a second mortgage charge on your title, and you have 25 years to pay it back. And so you can, if you were to refinance your house early or sell it, you would have to pay that portion back. So 5% of what it appreciates or depreciates.
Okay. So you're not required to make any payments until the lapse of the 25 years. At the end of the 25 years, you have to pay them out. But in the interim, you don't have to make payments.
That's correct.
Okay. Are they charging you an interest for that?
No, they're just taking a portion of your equity.
I see. So it's like they're a part owner of your home, isn't it?
That is correct.
So they would have basically a 5% interest or 10% interest in your home.
That is correct. They have a stake in your property.
They have a stake in your property. So let's just assume that they have, we're talking about a resale home.
Yep.
For most people it'd be resale. And they're now giving you a 5% loan that you're going to be using towards your purchase. But I understand that somehow this program affects how much home they can qualify for, their purchase price.
Well, it's because it's tapped out at 4 times your income. So if your household combined income is $100,000, then you can only qualify for a $400,000 purchase. So if your household income is $60,000, then you can only qualify for a $240,000 purchase. So you're capped out at 4 times what your income is.
Right, that's under the program, that's what you're capped out at.
Right.
But if you weren't using the program, you could you qualify for a higher amount.
So, excuse me, when I use that example of $120,000, without using their program, they could qualify for a $560,000 purchase.
So it actually lowers their purchasing power.
It does.
It does. Wow. Okay. Now, let's just assume that prior to the 25-year time frame coming up, the individual decides to sell their home. Now they're in a profit position. How would that affect? Do they have to just pay the original amount, or does that change?
No, it's 5%. So say they got 5% gifted or 5% under the program loan to them, and your house went from $280 to $300. They would have to pay 5% of $300 back.
Okay, so they're going to get 5% of whatever the increased value is, whatever capital gains there is.
That's correct.
Now, what happens if there's a loss?
They will share in the loss. Say it went from 300 to 280, you would have to pay back not the full amount that was given to you, but again, they'll share in that loss. So that percentage based, the same thing. But at the end of the day, you still have to pay them that portion back, just not the full portion.
Maybe not the full portion, but depending on how much the market has changed, it could be that it may restrict them from having the ability to sell.
It does. Yep.
Okay. So in a lot of ways, they kind of control what you can and can't do with your home.
I agree. I think the big issue that most consumers, will not understand is by them registering this loan as a second mortgage charge. Say you're in your house for 15 years and you have a ton of equity on your property. You can't just go and get a line of credit anymore. Say you're in financial trouble and you need to get a second mortgage from a second mortgage lender. You're not going to be able to have that option anymore because those lenders will not want to go in third position. There's too much risk.
So it could limit your abilities as what you may be able to do in the future.
Absolutely.
So really, you're going to bed with the government, and they're going to control what you can and can't do with your home in a lot of ways.
I agree. You know what? I think there's, if it was me, I definitely probably would not participate in this program. There's a lot of restrictions on it, and I don't like those kinds of restrictions.
Right. So as a mortgage advisor yourself, you're not a big fan of this program.
No, there's still so many unanswered questions that really I don't think CMHC understands. One of them being, if CMHC is the only insurer right now providing the program, and say, you've previously had a CMHC insured mortgage, like the other insurers, Genworth and Canada Guarantee, aren't offering it. So it's only the government.
I see. So it's going to limit your options in other ways.
For sure. What if there's something particular about your file that you need Genworth or Canada Guarantee to get a yes? Then you can't partake in that program.
Right. Okay. So from what I understand, there's still quite a few things that haven't really been explained how it's going to work yet.
No. We hear applications are going to start being accepted September 1st. We don't know what that application looks like. We don't know where we send it. We don't know the turnaround time. What's the time frame for them to get approved? Still so many unanswered questions.
So really, in applying for this right now, you may not have the full picture as to what you're getting into.
Well, and you can't even start to apply till September 1st if it launches on time.
If it launches on time. And we still, from what I understand, you guys as mortgage specialists and banks haven't really explained to how the funding is going to come.
No, we've been in communication with our business development managers at CMHC, and those answers aren't out there yet.
So it's almost impossible, in my opinion, to put an offer on the property and put a closing date when you're not even sure when the funding is going to happen.
I agree.
Wow. So from your standpoint, really what you may be getting out of it, really it doesn't outweigh the negatives that come along with it.
Yeah, if you can qualify with, because you still need your own 5% down payment, I would just stick with that. There's so many unanswered questions, and I think, maybe in 6 months while it's been rolled out, they might get that process and that system in a little bit better running order, but right out of the chute, it wouldn't be something that I would run for to apply.
So another program that was changed along with this first-time home buyer program that we're just talking about now is that they've made changes to the amount of money that you can borrow out of your RSP if you qualify under the first-time home buyer program.
Correct.
Right? So for the RSP withdrawal or loan that you're taking out of your RSP, what is it that, what requirements is needed to qualify for the first-time buyer program?
So you can't have owned a home within the last 4 years, and that qualifies for this first-time home buyer incentive program, as does the RSPs. So you can withdraw currently right now $25,000. You have 15 years to pay it back, and so under the new program you'll be able to draw $35,000.
So they've increased it from
25.
from 25 to 35.
That's correct.
So now you can borrow out of your RSP and use that. So that might be a better option than the first program.
For sure. You know, if you ask me over my 19-year career in this industry, how many people actually even have the $25,000 to pull out, it's very few.
Okay. All right.
So I think it's just, you know, it's a brilliant idea. I just don't think a lot of first-time home buyers have all that money saved.
So they're not really in a position to take advantage of taking $35,000 out of their RSPs.
Correct.
Okay. That could be very true. I'm not privy to that information. But now, do you have any final comments about the program that you think that, you know, the consumer should know about this?
You know what? I mean, keep reading the news. You know, I have had people come to me saying, you know, can I apply for this now? Most people are under the idea that you don't need your own 5%, and you do. And it can't be borrowed. It has to be your own savings. So if you can buy now, you know, I'm not sure what you're waiting for. Our house prices are, you know, so reasonable right now, and it is such a buyer's market that, you know, if you're waiting for this program to get a 5 or 10% added, sure, it drops your CMHC premium and it drops your payments a tiny bit, but, you know, it also, you have to wait that much longer to get into a home, and, you know, where it's an environment of employment statuses, you know, like you just never know if you're going to be employed tomorrow. So, however, you still need a place to live. So I'd rather own my home than rent my home.
Than rent your home. Now, I just want to go back for just 1 second. You mentioned that the 5% has to be of your own resources, that it can't be borrowed or gifted.
So under the first-time home buyers incentive, it has to be 5% of your own down payment.
So if you had relatives, parents that wanted to give you or gift you the down payment, that would disqualify you.
And they haven't really said, you know, to that aspect, but it cannot be borrowed, right? So in Canada, we have a program called Flex Down, that you can borrow your 5% down.
Okay.
But you can't use the Flex Down and use this first-time home buyers incentive plan.
So with this Flex Down program, for certain individuals, if they qualify, it's possible to get up to 100% financing.
Yeah, because they're paying a line of credit payment and they're paying a mortgage payment.
And as long as they can service both debts.
That's correct.
That's the big key there.
Yep.
Okay. Well, I hope that this gave you a little bit more light on the new program and how it might work, how it might affect you, and whether you think that may be the right for you. If you're not sure, you know, we encourage you to call a mortgage specialist like Ava here at the Mortgage Tailors, and she can maybe help you and guide you and tell you what your options are and which one is going to be the best for you. So Ava, if they wanted to reach you at the Mortgage Tailors, what number should they call you at?
Yeah, you can call my direct line at 780-244-0505. Or you can just drop me an email to eva@mortgagetailors.ca. So it's just EVA, 3 little letters.
3 little letters. All right. So, Ava, I want to thank you very much for your time today.
Thank you, sir.
And we hope that you have a terrific day, and take care.